Hi folks, welcome to One Man's Movies review of 2018. This was my year at the movies.
What in the foxicle is this?
Ooh, I'm gonna get grease on my blankie.
Yes! Oh no, he died!
Oh, wow.
These things always end up in a bloody mess.
What do you think? Well, what do you know?
I think it's been a pretty good year at the movies in 2018. There's been some really great action-adventure films, including Marvel's Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War, and Deadpool 2 I thought was a hoot, on an anarchic par with the original Deadpool. Elsewhere, Spielberg's dipped his hand into the fantasy world again with the very impressive Ready Player One, and Alicia Vikander actually delivered a good video game film in Tomb Raider, which was a surprise to me. At the more traditional end of the action film, Tom Cruise again delivered as Ethan Hunt with some truly leg-breaking stunts. The year was a bit light in terms of comedies in my book, but Game Night stood out as a film which again made me laugh and was very watchable. So let's get into my films of the year 2018. And at number 10, I've cheated a bit here because there were two films which I really thought should get into my top 10. Mamamia, Here We Go Again and The Greatest Showman share a couple of things in common. The first is they are completely dripping with cheese. The second is they were real family crowd pleasers, filling multiplexes in the UK for literally months on end. Each appealed to a particular audience. Mamamia 2 appealed to particularly female audiences over the age of 40, and there's nothing wrong with that. And The Greatest Showman had such broad appeal that you can go up to any toddler in the UK and go da 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 da, and they will grab the nearest stick and immediately go boom boom. And my number 9 slot is Damien Chazelle's follow-up to La La Land, First Man, with Ryan Gosling as Apollo 11 commander Neil Armstrong.
We have serious problems.
We've got this under control.
You're a bunch of boys. You don't have anything under control.
In the same way that Jaws is not really a film about a shark, I got that from you, Mark Commode, if you're watching, then so First Man is not really about the Apollo 11 mission. It's about the personal struggle that the difficult and focused individual Neil Armstrong has with overcoming a personal family tragedy. It wasn't a film for everyone. Many people found it slow and dull, but for me it was the perfect match of a family drama set against a truly historic national event.
I've heard of these places. They said you were brutal.
I can be.
I want you to hurt them.
And my number 8 slot is Lynn Ramsey's You Were Never Really Here, with Joaquin Phoenix as a hired thug who goes around at the behest of others beating people up. It doesn't sound like a great premise for a film, but it really is thanks to Joaquin's brilliant performance and the filmmaking, which at times goes from brutal to surreal.
All right, who's in there?
I'm sorry. What's going on? I'm just dreaming. Ah!
And my number 7 slot is a Pixar classic in Coco. Set in a Mexican town around the Day of the Dead, it's not an ideal film to take youngsters to, since it's likely to raise lots of questions to parents about death and what happens after death. But as an animated feature, it is simply beautiful to look at. It features an Oscar-winning song in Remember Me, and it also has one of the most heartbreaking endings, up there with the classic start of Up for me in terms of tears flowing freely.
We'll handle the ground investigation, but as a parent, you can help us with who your daughter talks to. Is that something you can do?
Yes. Do you mind answering some questions for me to help?
Did see her eat lunch alone.
On Thursday?
Every day.
And number 6 in my list is Searching, which is a bit of a B-movie, but it's done with immense style. John Cho plays David Kim in every parent's worst nightmare when his teenage daughter goes missing. What makes the film intriguing is the whole film is taken through the perspective of electronic devices, be they security cameras, iPhones, PC cameras, etc. It's a real tale of our current electronic age.
We can do nothing. I'm sorry.
Don't do this, Eliza.
What is she saying?
Don't do this.
Oh, God, it's not even human.
So we're into my top 5, and at number 5 we have the Oscar winner from last year, Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water. An adult fantasy, very similar in style and mood to E.T., but it's done with such finesse that you can't help falling in love with it. And my number 4 slot is a film that I suspect many people haven't seen, Bad Times at the El Royale.
The El Royale is a bi-state establishment. You have the option to choose a room in either California or Nevada.
How'd you end up at the El Royale?
The Ritz-Carlton was booked.
This place used to be hustling and bustling. Old Dean Martin even sang a song about it once.
This is not a place for a priest, Father. You shouldn't be here.
We might need to work on your sales pitch, son. The El Royale, no place for a priest.
I really don't understand why this didn't get a cult following in cinemas when it came out. It seemed to drift into cinemas and then drift out almost immediately. But for me, it was just a brilliant Tarantino-like film, but without the excesses of the Tarantino violence. If you haven't seen it, please try to catch it on a streaming channel or on DVD. And my number 3 spot is A Quiet Place, a horror film like no other, with Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, absolutely excellent as the married couple. Of course, they're married in real life. Why this one stood out is that 80% of the film is in total silence, and this made for one of the most memorable cinema experiences I had during 2018.
So, Mildred Hayes, why did you put up these billboards?
My daughter Angela was murdered 7 months ago. It seems to me the police department is too busy torturing black folks to solve actual crime.
The hell is this?
Dixon, I'm in the middle of my goddamn Easter dinner. Sorry, kids.
I know, Chief, but I think we got kind of a problem.
Sunshine beating on a good time.
I'd do anything to catch your daughter's killer. I don't think those billboards is very fair.
And my number 2 spot is 3 Billboards Near Ebbing, Missouri. An Oscar-winning performance from Frances McDormand, and also Oscar-winning for Sam Rockwell in the supporting role of the corrupt sheriff. A fantastic film from beginning to end. So to my number 1 film for 2018, and this is a bit of a treat for many of you since I saw this at an advanced screening earlier in the month, and it doesn't actually release in the UK officially for a few weeks yet. It's Peter Farrelly's film Green Book, starring Viggo Mortensen as an American-Italian bouncer who acts as protection for Mahershala Ali's famous black pianist on a tour of the southern states of the US. A fantastic, heartwarming, and at times very funny and moving film. This gets its place at the top of my list for the films I've seen at the cinema in 2018.
Yeah, some guy called over here, a doctor. He's looking for a driver. You interested?
I am not a medical doctor. I'm a musician. I'm about to embark on a concert tour in the Deep South. What other experience do you have?
Public relations.
So that's my list for 2018. Maybe you agreed with them, maybe you don't. That's just what's so great about the movies. Some people like things, other people hate them. Thanks for watching One Man's Movies, and I'll be back with you with more reviews during 2019. Have a very happy new year.